Hello, my name is Nanette and welcome to Nanette Chocolates. In today's demonstration I should be tempering chocolate again, but today specifically with a focus on white chocolate. So this is something that I have been asked to do by a number of people, so I just thought I would focus on this specifically. So the tempering process is just the same as for other chocolates that I have already demonstrated. So do take a look at my other demonstrations where you will find out all about the different methods of tempering and why it's important. So what I'm just going to do this afternoon with this particular demonstration is show you how it looks in white chocolate. So to start off with, and I'm going to use the microwave for this method, I'm just going to put this bowl of white chocolate into the microwave. So I've probably got about a kilogram of chocolate here. So in it goes for a minute to start with. So this chocolate has had a minute in the microwave, and when I stir it through, what you will see is that it is starting to melt. I've got some large lumps in here, which is something that you'll find that you can do as well. When you have already tempered chocolate and you haven't used it all, just put it on the table and spread it into a thin sheet and break it up, and you can re-temper it again when you want to make something different if you've got some chocolate left over. It's very versatile like that. So this needs another minute at least in the microwave. So just like all the other chocolates that I have tempered for you, you put it in the microwave for short bursts of time so that you don't run the risk of burning the chocolate. This is more something that you would find with white chocolate actually than the darker milk or dark chocolates. So in there for another minute. There we go. Okay, so this chocolate has had 2 minutes in the microwave now, so as I said before, it was about a kilogram of chocolate, and this is what it looks like after that length of time. So you can see all those large pieces that we were looking at before that I was showing you have largely gone now, and we have a few lumps and bumps left in there, but actually not that many. So tempering, you will remember, is a mixture of time, movement and temperature. And exactly the same as you will have seen me show you with the milk and the dark chocolate. What I'm doing is stirring this partially melted chocolate to melt through any remaining lumps of unmelted chocolate, and as they melt, they reduce the temperature of the melted pool of chocolate in the bowl. The difference between white chocolate and dark or milk chocolate is the temperature that you're working to reduce your chocolate to in order to get to the working temperature before you start using it. So for dark milk chocolate, you're looking at a working temperature of 32 degrees for dark or around about 30 degrees for milk. For white chocolate, exactly the same process. You're melting the chocolate completely and then bringing the temperature of the chocolate down. But the working temperature for white chocolate is probably about 28 to 30 degrees, something like that. You will find when it is melted, it is a lot more fluid than we have for the milk or the dark chocolate. And this also is especially so before you've worked the working temperature. So just as before, I'm going to use my temperature gun and shining it into the bowl. It's actually 31, yes, about 31.5 degrees. So with milk chocolate or dark chocolate, I would certainly start using it like that. But for white chocolate like this, I'm going to add a few more buttons and stir them through. So the white chocolate I'm using is this one here. It's called Velvet from Callebaut, and it's a 33% cocoa content white chocolate. It is lovely and creamy and not too sweet. So it's a nice example of chocolate, and I use that for many of the chocolates that I use. So for example, the fruit-based truffles that I make, where I use fruit puree instead of cream as the basis of making the ganache filling for truffles, is very nice with the white chocolate because it acts as a natural sweetener to the tartness of the fruit. So particularly gooseberries, for example, which you will find me demonstrating to you when I'm making ganaches in one of my other demonstrations. So do have a look for that as well. So it's busy stirring through those lumps of newly introduced chocolate, and I can see that the chocolate is starting to thicken up a little bit, which indicates to me that we are getting closer to the working temperature that we're looking for the white chocolate. You will find with experience when you're tempering chocolate that you know what the consistency looks like and feels like when you're stirring it. And you start to get out of breath, as I am as well, when you're trying to talk and to temper chocolate at the same time. That's a sure sign that you're nearly there. So when you're testing for whether or not your chocolate is tempered, it's exactly the same process as before. So what I'm just going to do is get a rough idea of where I am with the temperature gun. It's now telling me it's about 30 degrees, so possibly still a bit on the warm side. So there are some lumps and bumps still in there, which I'm going to continue to stir through. So what I'm going to do now is test for the temper just in the same way as I do with the other chocolates that I've showed you, by dipping my blade into the chocolate, tapping off the excess, and then what I'll do is just put that to one side and wait for that to set. So just like the other chocolates that we have been using, it should set in 3 to 5 minutes. And when that time is elapsed, what I will then do is test it to see whether or not it has set on the blade, and then we can consider what to do with it. So the chocolate that I put aside 3 to 5 minutes ago has now set, and you can tell this that it's ready to work with, because when I touch my finger gently across the top, I'm not leaving any marks or fingerprints. So this is a surefire way of just demonstrating that the chocolate is tempered properly and therefore ready to use. So the question then is, what are we going to use it for? So that's the exciting bit. So what I have here is a piping bag in a mug. This is what I tend to use when I'm on my own making chocolates, because I'm not very good at balancing piping bags and chocolate when transferring chocolate into a piping bag, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to show you is how I make something really straightforward, and something that you could do as well, is chocolate lollipops, and they look like that when they're in one piece. I also sell kits of lollipop making ingredients, so this is enough in here, and they come with instructions as well for you to make 4 lollipops. A happy half hour's entertainment with your little ones, for example. So this is what you might end up doing. The instructions with the lollipop kit include how to temper chocolate as well, so I fully expect you to become tempering experts by the end of the process too, if you're not already by watching me. So I'm just going to snip the end of the bag off well away from all the other activities so we don't end up with plastic in our product. And I'm just going to put 1 or 2 lollipop sticks from here onto the table like that. And then with the piping bag, using my finger and thumb as a little tap, if you like, just pipe some chocolate over the end of the lollipop sticks like this. There we go, that'll do. And then I have a few marshmallows, which I can just sprinkle over the top of the lollipops like that. There we go. I have made standard shaped lollipops. There are no rules, of course you can make whatever shaped lollipops you like, and whilst I give you 4 sticks in there, you can make one enormous lollipop if you like, whatever takes your fancy. So there you are, tempering white chocolate in a nutshell, and with something to do with it too. Thank you very much for watching my demonstration. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love to know what you think, so please get in touch, which you can do so via my website if you'd like to. I'd love to know also what you'd like me to show you in chocolate going forward. Just let me know your ideas. If you're watching me in YouTube, thank you. Please hit the notification bell and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.